You want to see the cards, Val? Oh, let me burp him real fast because he was just going crazy, and I don't want to spit up on his first YouTube vlog.
I'm still buying. Did you see what I bought this week? Bought a Kobe Bryant rookie for $620,000.
Jeez. Let's start it off. This card right here is the card everybody wants.
Oh, that's the Mona Lisa.
That's what got us on the map. Mickey Mantle, PSA 5. And I bought all these cards for Val. Bought them for Rob. Rob is my card expert. If you know baseball cards, basketball cards, any type of card memorabilia, Rob is your guy. And if you do any type of research on it, Rob is one of the biggest buyers in the world of all these cards. So it's a great vlog to get on here on YouTube and go over the cards that I bought from Val. Maybe we can talk about some cards that he has. Maybe he can show us some great cards. And, you know, as long as Val act right, we'll do it. Which he's not going to do. Let's say bye, Val. Say bye. Say bye, Uncle Rob.
Bye, buddy. Oh, look at him, man. Oh.
All right, so like I was saying before, you know, I bought all these cards for Val. I bought them from Rob Gough. These all came from his personal collection. So, you know, I feel like we're kind of in this together. I got in with Rob. I feel like we're brothers on so many levels, but this is our card brotherhood. This is a piece of our card brotherhood. And this Mickey Mantle PSA 5 is really one of the rarest cards that I got. I think everything was centered. When I bought this collection from you, you kind of centered everything around this Mickey Mantle PSA 5 and this Jordan, this Fleer Jordan card, and this my bad, and this Bird, Irving, and Magic Johnson card. So these three cards kind of highlight.
Those are the most iconic vintage cards you can have. So you got Magic Johnson and Larry Bird's rookie card on one card with Julius Erving. So it's insane. You got two GOATs, well, three GOATs, but two rookies. So that's 1980 tops. And you've got a high grade card is incredible. Then you got obviously Michael Jordan's rookie, 1986 Fleer, number 57. I mean, that's just the most iconic card for basketball that everybody loves and knows. And then you've got obviously the Mona Lisa of sports cards, the most famous sports card, Mickey Mantle, 1952 tops. So yeah, you got one of everything. You
got that on your on the wall back there, right? You made an NFT. You made an NFT over it too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that card, so that's the card that I paid $5.2 million for a 9. So when I bought the 9, so just think about the prices. Right before I bought the 9, I bought an 8. There's 35 8s, and I paid, I think, $386,000, right around there. One just sold this past weekend for over $2 million. So it's just, you know, if you buy, it's not going to be your, you know, Shiba card where it's like, you know, that's where I look at more modern players. If they have a great game, the price goes up overnight. But if they have a terrible game or they get hurt, then the price goes way down. So what you've got, you know, with vintage and icons like that, I mean, you've got just staple things that are going to hold its value no matter what. You're looking, you know, it's Val's card collection. So when he's 25, you know, he's still got value. You don't know if a Zion Williamson or, you know, whoever the new player is going to do anything. But, you know, these cards for his future, he's going to have value. Speaking
of cards, like in the present right now, I got a Patrick Mahomes card right here. Everybody knows I love Patrick Mahomes, and I got a Jaren Jackson. I saw he just signed a new deal as well. But I didn't even know who Jaren Jackson was before, like, this card, which is ridiculous.
Well, and see, that's the thing too. For me, you know, I've gotten more into sports just because of that. You're buying guys that you're going to be rooting for, that, you know, like if you know guys are, you know, screwing off in the off season, you probably want to sell their cards.
Yeah.
Or if they're really hustling the off season, you're like, they're going to have a good year. You can buy them in the off season when the prices are down. They have a good year, and then you exit if you're playing that day trade game. You know, so that's what a lot of guys do.
I got some unique cards in here as well. I got a Tiger Woods Upper Deck card.
That's his rookie card. I think it's number 1 or something. I mean, that's just a staple card just to have because it's Tiger. I mean, he's changed the face of golf. He's changed sports. I mean, the guy is just iconic. So I think you just have to have that in the collection. You had a good choice with you bought everything just so you crushed it.
Hey man, you crushed it. You know, and I'll let y'all in a little secret. I wanted to buy a McLaren 750 LT. It was a 720 LT. It was a 720 long tail McLaren, right? And I'm at the dealership. I'm looking at cars, and I'm in LA. I call Rob. I tell Rob what I'm doing. He's like, "Hey man, like, you know, you shouldn't do that. You know, to keep the story short. You know, I think I had just like broke up with my girlfriend or whatever, and I was trying to like really just get like retail therapy. I was just trying to go do something. I was trying to go buy something and really get my mind, you know, off of what was going on. I'm at the dealership. No lie. I'm at the dealership. I'm in the car. I'm looking at the car. I call Rob, ask him about the car. And I was like, hey, man, I'm going to spend this money on this car. He was like, hey, man, like, you shouldn't do that. You should buy baseball cards. You know, I trust Rob with everything in me, man. And I was like, I don't know anything about baseball cards. This has always been like Rob's, like, you know, thing. And I've always wanted to get into it. So I felt like this was my time to do it. You know, instead of buying the car, which if I would have drove off with a $500,000 car, it would be, I would lose $75,000 right when I drove it off the lot. And who knows, like putting, you know, 2,000 miles on it, who knows what it'd be worth today. But I bought these cards and the price of these cards just went up. And that just shows you the type of friendship that me and Rob have, the type of brotherhood that we have. You know, he steered me in so many great directions, man. And, you know, I got these cards and we're going over the cards now with the master of all cards. You know, this is a Dan Marino right here.
Oh, that's Dan Marino's rookie card. Yep.
Dan Marino. I got some.
What year is that?
This is 1984. Dan Marino.
And look at the, you know, 1984. So what is that? 35 years or something?
Yeah.
30. Yeah, I don't know, 35 years. But look how good a condition that card is in.
Yeah, it's still a 10. Still a PSA 10. It's a PSA 10.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's a perfect card.
And like I was saying before, I got ready to buy cards, right? But I didn't know anything about these cards. So I just let Rob start my whole collection. So guys could be like, well, why did you buy a Patrick Mahomes card? You don't even like Patrick Mahomes. Well, buying a Patrick Mahomes card is a great card to buy. And on top of that, Rob just set me up with a lot of great cards. And, you know, we're here going over them now. I got a Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez.
So basically for you, yeah, that's A-Rod's. I mean, so basically for you, we just did a very diversified portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's mostly iconic and then some kind of like fun ones for Val for you know, in the future, but mostly just a very diversified, iconic things that, you know, thinking in 20 years from today, when he's grown up, what's he still going to have value? What's he going to think is cool? The best cards in your collection are the Von Miller cards.
The Von Miller cards. I'm gonna get to those here. And it's where they at. Let me find those cards.
Because that's what I think is so cool. I mean, did you ever have your own cards before that?
I had them, but they weren't like graded or anything like that. They just, you know, I just had them just to like, you know, keep in touch with them.
Do you remember your first card?
I remember my first card shoot. It was a Panini and Top shoot. It was called the Rookie Premiere, and it was before we had even. It was right after we got drafted, but it was before we even like touched down on any facility or even met the team or anything. We just got drafted. It was during the lockout, so we just got drafted. It wasn't a lot of there weren't a lot of opportunities to make money for the rookies. Either you're gonna sign a deal with Gatorade or you're not. It wasn't like all of these small like little shoots, but the Rookie Premiere was a great shoot for everybody. And there was only two defensive guys there. It was only me and Marcel Darius at this Rookie Premiere. Everybody else was offensive guys. So you got Cam Newton, you got you know, AJ Green and Julio Jones. All of these guys, really the top 3 picks, really the top 3 rounds in the draft. All the offensive players were at this one shoot. And I remember taking this photo right here. I remember taking this photo. It was like a little stage shoot. This is not live. This is not a live game. You know, they were throwing me the ball. They had another guy in the back. I think that was the guy in the back. He's still in the league too. And he actually got drafted to the Raiders, and they just had him stand in for me to like for
Wow.
me to like take the shoot. And I forgot who was throwing me the ball. I gotta look at it, but they were throwing me the ball, and I was able to like get all of these spectacular catches, and this was one of the catches that they had win with. And you can imagine, I rush the passer. I rush the passer. I rarely have any opportunities in coverage to catch picks. So this card right here is number 40 as well, and this is before like our numbers had to become official. They had to become official. So when I first got in the league, I wanted to be number 40. I was number 40 in high school and in college, and I wanted to be number 40 in the league. But the NFL just had this rule, like linebackers had to be 50 to 59 and 90 to 99. So I just had to pick a number, and the number that I went with was 58 because I like Derek Thomas. And I have Derek Thomas's rookie card right here as well. So, these two cards that have Derek Thomas card and my card and have them in the collection right next to each other for my son is pretty cool. So like you were saying, like to have my own card, this is another card that was signed. And I heard when you
That's your rookie card too, right?
Yeah, this is my rookie card too. I heard when you sign the card, it devalues the card.
So if it comes signed from like Panini or Topps, that's great. If you go and take, an older card and go and get it signed, a lot of people think that hurts the value. And again, cards is all about supply and demand. So you want the most people to want the card because that drives the price up. So I'd probably recommend not getting a card signed.
It was a LeBron James card that was signed that went crazy.
But it came signed.
Yeah. And he didn't.
So I think that's an exquisite.
Some fan didn't like have it signed and then had it graded. Can you do that? Can you have a card signed and then have it graded after?
Yeah, you can. Totally. So you can do that. And then basically you send it in and then you can do a card grade and then also an auto grade. So a good auto grade it's just a solid lines, and then it doesn't kind of go over the edge. So you kind of want to look at that too. But that signature of yours was great. What's that one? Is the signature graded?
Oh yeah, it's graded. It's a 10. Yeah, it's
10 signature, 10 card.
Yeah, it's a 10.
Yeah.
And also,
do you remember signing that?
Man, I signed so many signatures. I remember this signature, and this was like my early signature. This is like my early signature. Now I like draw out the V. Like the very first thing I do is I do the V and I like draw it out and I fit everything under like the V. But this was like early. I mean, when you sign in like 10,000 cards in a day, you kind of like, you kind of like rush through it. But this is one of those cards. Yeah, but I got a Bruce Smith right here too. It's one of my favorites. All I got to do is get a DeMarcus Ware now. And I have like.
So that's the thing. I didn't know Bruce, but when you were like, "This is my favorite," I learned about him.
He's the all-time leader in sacks, and I got him next to me, and a Derek Thomas card. So, and these are cards that I give to Val. So this is real special for me. Out of all these cards that are all the expensive cards, to be able to give my son, the guys that I looked up to, and my card to him, I think that is it's super cool. I got some other cool ones in here too. I got a Hank Aaron card.
Legendary. Yep.
I got a Derek Jeter rookie card. I think that's a PSA 10 too.
That may not be his rookie. I don't know what year is that? 93?
No, it's not his rookie card. It's 2012. It's not his rookie card. My bad.
Yeah. So I got him some just kind of randoms too, just some like throw-ins, just so we can see the difference and how the cards have progressed over time.
Yeah.
So you look at that card versus the other ones, you can definitely see
Dwayne,
who is that?
Dwayne Wade, Chrome.
That's his rookie card.
2003, Kobe Bryant. Scotty.
So that one's super cool. So
Scottie
look at
Pippen.
that. See, do you see how you can see through it? Do you see how the middle of it?
Yes, sir. It's got like the clouds and stuff when you see through it.
Yeah, see, I love that card.
I never noticed that until now, though. Yeah, you can definitely see through. It's got like clouds in the background and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And Kobe's just such a legend.
Kobe is a legend. Kobe's a legend. R.I.P. Kobe. I got some other like old school, like super cool ones, man. I got a Luau Sendor, this Kareem Abdul-Jabbar before, he changed his name.
Yeah, that's a legend.
This is one of my favorites too. And then you can just like the style of this card is just different from when they changed it. See how small it is and how big this one is right here?
What year is the Luau Cinder again?
This
63?
is 69.
69.
This is 69. I got guys that I never even heard of. Got a Bob McAdoo, a Rick Barry.
Those are all Hall of Famers.
All Hall of Famers. Got a Dennis Rodman.
Oh, Dennis.
So,
what grade is that? A 10?
Yeah, this is a 10, 1988 Fleer. So I got Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and Michael Jordan. All Fleer.
Those Bulls.
This is my favorite basketball player ever. Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, that was your guy.
This is 1998. And when I'm looking at this card, Dirk Nowitzki has on Jordans. I don't know if y'all can see that. He has on Jordans in the he has on like Jordan, like the pizza skin Jordans. One of my favorite.
See, that's
cards.
why I think the Jordan rookie is gonna be going to the moon, because everybody wears Jordans, they collect Jordans, they sign with Jordan. A lot of guys sign with Jordan for no money just so they can have free shoes. Yeah, so why wouldn't you have the rookie card of the guy you love and collect and idolize?
100%.
That's why I think that card is so iconic.
Joe Montana.
Yeah, legend.
1981, legend. And I got some guys right now. Some current guys. Got a Ja Morant, Ben Simmons. I don't know about.
So those are your penny stocks. Yeah. So those are the newer guys that you're hoping go crazy and become something big, and then you've got value. Now the only thing is, so those are Panini Prism. So Panini Prism used to be, it was like the thing, and so there's been a lot of, they basically overprinted a lot. Mm-hmm. So now there's a lot of them, and so that's the only thing you got to be careful. I think rarity is so important, and they just kept printing and printing, and so when you just have to have big demand for those values to stay active. But
I got another
you got iconic cards.
Got another Von Miller rookie card in number 40. And which is rare because I never played an actual game in number 40. But all of my rookie cards are in number 40. Because of the rookie premiere.
I love the backstory of it. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because of the rookie premiere, I shot all of these photos and I did all these cards at the rookie premiere in one day. It was just a long day. It was like an 8-hour day. And I put on like different jerseys, and we just did different shoots. I did Tops, I did Panini, I did Upper Deck, and we just ran through the whole thing, which was
and
dope.
They were all there the same day.
They were all there in the same day. They all linked up to do this. Got a Devin Booker rookie card.
He's doing great.
He's doing really, really good. Got a King Griffey Jr. This is not his rookie card. It's 2012.
No.
2012. Yeah. Julius Erving, 1972.
Yeah, that's his rookie card. That's a great card.
I know my dad will love this one. I got a Kobe Bryant.
That's his Topps Chrome rookie. So that's another rookie. That's a great one. That's just like that's kind of the most common that everybody knows. Well, Topps just normal. You have a Topps Chrome. So that's higher end, but that's just that's your boy again, right?
Tim Duncan, Clyde Drexler.
Clyde Drexler's rookie. Tim Duncan. Yeah, I mean, you got the most iconic people.
I think I got 3 Tiger Woods. This is another Tiger Woods Sports Illustrated.
So that one's crazy. So that one's actually more expensive than the other one, but that was a cutout from I think a Sports Illustrated magazine.
Sports Illustrated for kids.
Yeah, and because of that, it's more rare and the price is higher, and it's really hard to get a good grade in it because it's you're cutting it out or you're ripping it out.
Oscar Robertson, Reggie Jackson, Wilt Chamberlain. Yeah, I know.
So that Reggie Jackson card, that's his rookie as well. That's a cool card.
Yeah, I'm going crazy. Rob went crazy for me. Got a LeBron James. That's
his rookie, Topps Chrome. So that's like, his most famous, but his most expensive, is millions and millions. But that's just a great card. It's like an iconic card to have. You've got all the most iconic.
Bill Bradley, Pistol Pete Maravich.
That's his rookie legend. Yeah.
And it's a cool story on these Jordan cards too, right?
Yeah. So those are Nike. So that was actually before his rookie. So his rookie card is 1986. I think that's 1985. So he still played in the league during that, but that's a Nike card. So I'm bullish on it just because it's Nike, it's Jordan, and it's the most iconic pose. And what happened was Nike actually, when you bought shoes, they give you these packs and it failed. It didn't do well. So then there's a Nike salesman. He's the one that kind of brought these to the market. So this Nike salesman basically took all of these packs because the stores are like, get rid of this stuff. This is junk. Yeah. And he's been storing them in his house for years, and he retired. And then now he's been getting them graded and slowly but surely. So that's just an iconic pose. Jordan, pre-rookie. It's crazy.
Got a Jason Tatum, Carmelo Anthony, rookie card.
And Carmelo, now he's on the Lakers. So that, that boosts his value.
Oh, I got a Dennis Johnson. Kevin
Boston Hall of Famer, legend.
Kevin Durant. Another Von Miller card.
The best.
And I got this Jordan NBA card too.
Yep, 1988. I think that was like a game or something.
I got like 3 Jordan cards in here. Got another Bob McAdoo. And that is my card collection that I have.
So you got a lot of good old ones that your dad would also appreciate, and it's just, you got a good wide variety.
I do, man.
Old sports, different sports, from Tiger, obviously, football, basketball, baseball. Your portfolio is like your stock portfolio. It's very well rounded. It's super diversified between new, old. You didn't go too heavy in anything. You didn't go massive. You have a very diversified portfolio.
Now looking at them, I gotta add to it. I don't have to go as crazy when I first bought them, but it's 1 or 2 cards that that I gotta add in here to keep it.
That's the key. If you just buy what you love or people that you love, definitely you got to keep adding your cards. But if you just buy things that you think are cool, that's what it's about. It's, if you're buying shit to flip it tomorrow, those are the guys that get hurt, just like with crypto. But if you buy stuff that you think is great and that you love, then it's like art. Buy it for the future and just go to it and think it's cool. That's the key.
Since saying I got $500,000 in a Tupperware box. Yeah, so obviously, I went crazy with the cards. I spent so much money on the cards, and I'm sure a lot of people go crazy when they first want to get into buying cards. But how would you buy cards if you just had like $100? Like, how would the normal guy get baseball cards? Where would he start? Where would he look?
So I think if you got $100, you're either going to buy raw cards and then get them graded. But the problem right now is grading is kind of shut off, and they've also raised the price to get things graded. So I would just buy what you love. If you got $100 and you love football, I'd go buy football cards and shoot for the cards that you love, shoot for the rookies of the guys that you're really into. But if you get $100, I would and also anytime you invest in anything, stock market, crypto, or baseball cards, I would stagger. I mean, if $100 you're doing as an investment, if you're just doing it for fun, just buy it, have fun. But if you're going to, let's use $100,000 and you're going to invest over, that's what you want to put in. I would say, don't spend $100,000 that same day. I would put it in over 4 months. Mm-hmm. So $25 to get your 100. So you always kind of want to stagger your investments if you're doing it from an investment standpoint. But if you got $100, buy some packs, have a blast. It's like a lottery ticket. You're opening the packs, hoping for a big boy, and you'll have fun. That's what I would do.
So does it always have to be like a rookie card, or could it be like a guy in his like 7th year, or like does it always have to be rookie cards, or can it be like any card?
I think the key is supply and demand. So the rookie cards are the most sought after. So if you're just going to go after something, you do that. But there's a lot of cards that are rare that aren't rookie cards that are very valuable if they have limited supply and there's a big demand for it. So no, it doesn't have to be the rookie card, but I would say if you don't know much about it, I'd buy the rookies. I mean, you've got a lot of very valuable cards that are not rookies. But I'd probably shoot for rookies.
You know, it's a lot of guys that really already have cards. Like, how do you say if you went through your old card collection and you found like a rare card in there? Like, how do you get it like graded? Like, how do you go through like the whole grading process?
So I would, I would look at the cards, and then if you have a question like, oh wow, this may be big, I would go to eBay and I would look and see, and I would type in that card that year, and then I'd probably put raw and see what the raw cost is. And I would also put, let's say, PSA 7. So that way you're going to say, I'm probably going to get a 7 rating. Hopefully you get a higher one. But you should be getting like a 7. And then you can see if the price is there. If the price is there and it's like, a lot more than the cost of grading, then you send it in and get it graded. I recommend PSA at this point. PSA, SGC, and Beckett. They're the 3 top grading companies. I wouldn't do anything besides those 3.
You have a Mickey Mantle PSA 9.
No. Yeah.
And it was $5.6 million.
5.2 when I bought it. So then a few months after, I got offered 10. Well, same week I got offered 8 million. Then I got offered 10. Now it's, it's a lot higher than that. Because, it's an 8 is now 2 million. At the time, an 8 was like 400,000. So, you could be argued that the card is now, 10 times the 8 value. So probably 20 million bucks. But the difference in the scale from a 9 to a 10 to a 1, I mean, a 1, I think just sold for 30 grand. So you've got a 1 at 30 grand and a 9 at, let's say 15 million. And a 10 is probably at, I mean, they won't sell for 50 million. The guys got offered 55 million.
I actually saw a 10. I saw a 10. I went to the All-Star. I went to the All-Star game here in Denver. And they had Mickey Mantle 10, and they said he got it. It's worth like 25 million, and it actually came with like a security team. Like he came with a security team. He had a police escort. It was ridiculous.
He won't sell it for 25. I think he was offered 50, and he wouldn't sell it. But it's only worth what somebody will sell it for and what somebody will buy it for. Mm-hmm. It's just such a rare. There's 3 10s. It's also been said that my 9 is better than at least one, not probably 2 of the 10s. So I think my 9 should be a 10.
Yeah.
But that card is, you've got one. It's the Mona Lisa. It's 1952 tops. It's the most iconic card. It's been in movies, television shows. It's just, that's the card. But it's a big difference in prices. From 30,000 to 50. I mean, that's 50 million. That's a big price difference.
I did some research, and the Honus Wagner cigarette box card is really, really small, and then it's a baseball card. That one is is up there too for collectors.
So it's hit. It's like what's Honus Wagner's. It's an iconic card. The one, it just broke my record. One sold for 6.88 million. I know the guy that sold it, really great guy. But yeah, I mean, those are the 2 most, those are the 2 coolest cards. Do you want to see something really special?
Yeah, for sure.
So that Honus Wagner card is obviously, it's very special. So what people don't have is I think the only unopened case of cigarettes.
That's crazy.
That Honus Wagner could have come in.
Oh yeah, that's cool. So that box is crazy.
Sweet careful. So that's what that Honus Wagner came in. So this is an unopened box of cigarettes from the early 1900s. So this box could have a $20 million card in it. Or it could have nothing in it. You just don't know. That's thing with breaking boxes.
So is it tobacco in there too, or?
Yeah, and inside I've got it in like a PSA box, but there's tobacco flakes. Every time I open up the plastic, they seep out. But yeah, it's cigarettes. That card came in cigarette packs.
Man, that's crazy. What are the common like pitfalls of card collecting? The common mistakes.
So a big one is you buy a fake card and you get ripped off. So even though it's in a PSA case, like this Jordan PSA 10, a lot of guys will tell you a story where they bought, like I talked to a guy yesterday, he bought a card and a PSA 10 Jordan case, and it turns out it was a fake PSA case.
Oh.
And therefore a fake case. So you've got to be careful that even though you're buying the case and a card in the case, there's ways you can look at the serial number and it all checked out for him. You check the serial number on the website, everything checked out. But when he sent it in the PSA, it was a fake. So for me, I buy, and I may pay a little extra, but I buy from, reputable auction sites or dealers. And then if I'm going to buy a big boy, I'll even have them send it to the grading company as kind of like a middleman that just confirm that it's legit. And then I'll pass off the money. But you just have to be careful. I think that's one of the biggest things. I had a friend buy a card and it said RP on it. And that stands for reprint. And he was new. It was actually Steve Aoki. He didn't know. He was new to it when he first got in, and he spent a fortune on this card. And it turned out to be some dude printed off on his computer, and he bought a reprint. He didn't know what RP meant. So you got to also, just kind of know what you're getting and kind of learn the ropes. So there's a lot of ways you can get hurt, or you pay for a card and the guy doesn't ship it. So if you're paying via PayPal, don't ever do friends and family. It'll save you, I don't know, a few percentage points if you do friends and family versus a business. But if you pay friends and family, there's no security for you as a buyer. So the guy can send you nothing, and you can't go to eBay or you can't go to PayPal and say, hey, the guy never sent me anything, or he sent me a fake card. They're going to say you sent friends and family, can't protect you. So I would say never do friends and family for PayPal, even though it is kind of enticing because you're going to save a little bit of money. And I would say buy from reputable places. And those are kind of the big ones.
Yeah. Before I let you go, it doesn't always have to be a basketball card, baseball card. It could be a Pokemon card, Yu-Gi-Oh. It could be
Magic
card. It could be any of these cards that you really should do research on and figure out the value on these cards to see if you're really sitting on something.
100%. And again, buy what you love. Don't chase the hype. Don't have FOMO. So if you're not a Pokemon collector and you don't know what Pokemon is, or you don't love it, I probably wouldn't get into it. If you love sports and you love football, you love baseball, whatever, then I'd buy that. But there's a lot of options. I mean, you can buy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cards, soccer cards. You can buy Star Wars cards. You can buy cards for anything. But I would just buy. I wouldn't really follow the hype. A lot of people they'll buy a bunch of them, then they'll hype it up.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't do that. I'd buy what you love. Don't follow the hype.
Man,
because the hype is there quick.
It is.
If you're the last one in there, you're screwed.
It is for sure. And one more question: if you're hunting cards in packs, like where do you start?
Well, it depends on your budget. So, I mean, if I'm hunting cards, so like let's say it depends on your budget. So I've got a box of I have 1980 tops. So on that card, on that box unopened, I'm gonna shoot for the Magic card. So you're going to shoot for like the most expensive card in that box, and you're going to probably figure out what that is, Yeah. Does that make sense? So like if you're shooting, if you buy a 1986 Fleer box, I mean, most of those cards are worth a lot, but you're shooting for the Jordan, you want the Jordan rookie, but there's a lot of great cards in that, but that box is expensive. I don't know what it is today. Maybe like 160, 200 or something, but.
Jeez. We're talking about 1,000, right? Not dollars.
1,000. It's crazy because, but that's the fun of it. You buy a box for, let's say, 200 grand, and you could pull an $800,000 Michael Jordan. But if it's a 9, it's worth, a lot less. But that's also the fun of it. It's kind of a gamble. Instead of buying a nice bottle of wine at dinner, sometimes I'll buy a nice box of cards and break that open.
Yeah.
And because then it's like, you're still having fun. You're shooting, you're gambling a little bit. and then you've got something to go home with.
Yeah, 100%, man. Man, Rob, I appreciate you for your time, man, and to talk cards. Our relationship is way bigger than cards. Our brotherhood is way stronger than baseball cards. I've been all across the world with you, man. Spent so much time with you. I got to come, to Puerto Rico and visit you, man. I appreciate you for hopping on this week's vlog. Rob Gough, the legend. I appreciate you, man. I love you too, man. Thank you for everything,
definitely
man.
Family, you know that.
Where could the guys find you? Where could they look and see if they want to hit you up, or you're pretty busy right now, but you got Instagram, of course, right?
Instagram is just Rob G, ROBG. That's easy.
Rob G, man. I love you, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming on this week's vlog, man. Thank you guys for tuning in to this week's vlog. I'm giving away one of my baseball cards, man. So y'all check the link in the bio, man, for your chance to win, man. Me and Rob G saying,
don't give away the mantle.
No, not the mantle.
Not giving that one away.
No, not the mantle. I got one for him, though. I got a special one. Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all.
Love you, brother.
All right, Rob. Thanks, bro.